Hi everybody, hope you're having a great day today. I'm Chef Tucker, and I want to take a second to talk to you guys about pickling. The cold pickling method, there's a cold pickling method and a hot pickling method. We're going to go over both very briefly. What you need for pickling in general is three things. You need an acid, typically a vinegar, a sugar, and a salt. Now, what you're looking for as in pickle will depend on how much of each you put in. If you don't want it very acidic, you can put in a little bit of water and then just have it go from there. If you want it kind of salty, briny, you add more salt. And if you want it kind of sweet, you add more sugar. And the formula is acid, sugar, salt. Now, with a hot pickling method, you will just put all of those into a pot, and then you're going to mix it until the sugar and salt dissolves into the vinegar, and then you're just going to put it directly onto your, whatever, in this case, radish. Now, what that's going to do is it's going to be a quick, hot pickling method. We nicknamed it the Pickle where I was working. And what that does is it partially cooks whatever you put it in. Now that will make it softer, and it will also cause it to bleed a little bit more. So you see how these got the nice pretty red pink on the outside? That's going to bleed out a lot more just because of the heat. Now what you can also do is take that same hot brine that you make, the same hot pickling method of vinegar, and then you can chill it down until it becomes cold, and then you put the cold in with your product, again in this case radish. And what that will do is it'll take a lot more time because it's not cooking into it, but you're infusing it essentially. So for this, like I said, I have rice wine vinegar, I have a heavy amount of salt, and a little bit of sugar because I'm looking for this to be a little bit more vinegary, but I also want it to have that rice wine and sugary sweetness because I have high aspirations of this going with ramen at one point. All you got to do is put your vinegar mixture in, and I want it to be garlicky, so I'm grating some garlic in there. You can put some chopped garlic in there, but when you grate it like this, it becomes really extra garlicky, and it gives it a little bit of spice, and then you got a little bit left at the end, just throw it in. All right, then like I said, just mix it in there, make sure it gets all moved around, and when you're storing this, store it in a plastic container, store it in a glass container, do not store it in anything metal. The acid from the pickling process will leach off some of that metal taste. And now I'm doing the cold method here just because I like that little crisp that it still maintains. It'll lose some of it just from the acid, but you just have to let this sit for about 24 hours because I'm doing the cold method. If you're doing the quick pickle method, the Pickle method with the hot pickling, then you only need to let it sit for 20 minutes to an hour. And if you like what you saw here and you learned a little something about pickling, make sure you hit the like, share, follow, comment, subscribe, all that great stuff. It helps me grow, and I really do appreciate it. And as always, now that you know a little bit more about the world of cooking, go out and conquer the kitchen.